it's been a while since I've actually rewatched and kind of more reread like a lot of fairy tale material. It's been a while actually since I've really had a proper conversation really about the franchise. I know like recently I did a video talking about, hey, Mashima's talking about 2018 that he's going to do a new series, and I'm not gonna lie, like, there's been a reason why I haven't really done any more fairy tale content, with the exception of, you know, it's fucking ended, kind of. Like, with, like, more talks of the continuation and, like, you know, more content from maybe the universe itself and, like, you know, yada yada, all this, like, stuff and all that coming into it. And, truth is be told, I honestly, like, a lot of people, which just, the ending really just bummed me the fuck out for, like, the series as all. Like, it's been a while. I like to say, like, it's probably the last time I reread the final chapter was, no joke, when it aired, when it came out. That was the last time I read the chapter, and I just came out with the series like, man, fuck. Like, it's just like, just, this is how we end it, and that has more to do with the final arc, more to do with the end. But then again, the ending was just like, it was an ending. It was like nothing there, and it's like, considering like how most other shonen like during that time was just like, man, can we just have a good fucking ending in this series? Can we just have a good fucking final fight? Can we just have no bullshit and just land it? And then I know as well, like, people saying, well, you know, the series wasn't planned out, like, until that point. And the same thing happened with Naruto. I think that's a problem with a series where it's like, no, you've got to have this, you've got to have that, and you've got it all planned, you've got it all stuck in your head. And a lot of the time that can work out, but others, it can, you know, be a fucking, like, tragedy. But it wasn't until, like, Dragon Cry came onto Netflix over here in the UK, which was like, whoa, 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 what the fuck? It's out, and I was kind of shocked because I was like, oh man, no, actually, I want to watch this. This is going to have English dub. I can't wait to hear the cast in this, and it doesn't over here on the UK Netflix, which is a little bit weird. So, and I know apparently the US and everyone hasn't got this yet, which I found even more fucking weirder because, you know, huge audience and everything, but I watched the movie again, and I had just this warm feeling. I just had this, like, man, this is what I fucking liked about Fairy Tail. Like, just overall, just funny little bits with the characters, like, just enjoyable time with a great, like, cast and all that. Like, you know, enjoyable fights, like, it was everything. It was everything that I liked about, like, Fairy Tail. It was, like, you know, the whole bit of, like, you know, being, like, comrades, like, you know, sticking out for one another. It was, like, let's just go on a quest and just sort this stuff. You know, early Fairy Tail going into it, and it's, like, having some great emotional moments with the character. There was character development, like, there was some really nice stuff that we had with Natsu in this, like, movie. Lucy stood up and actually, you know, defended, like, when, like, for fucking, like, going back to, like, the dungeon again and all that, and trying to protect the women down there. Like, she had amazing scenes on there. Like, Urza, like, she just, I believe, like, she does, like, fucking Jalal's move out somewhere. Like, I remember, like, seeing that in the movie. I was like, wait, what the fuck? When the fuck did she learn how to do that? I mean, yeah, what, like, that's the bit where it's, like, thinking more as, like, someone as review, I'm like, man, what the fuck is up with that moment? And, like, there's some, like, all additional things. It felt like, you know, we're adding to the world of like, you know, like, from what we get to see from, like, Magnolia and everything else, from, like, you know, Crocus and just all the world. I liked that. It's like, you know, let's go to this other part of the continent and have this kind of stuff. And it's like, overall, you know, like, I think, if anything, like, the Dragon Cry transformation is more, like, what a lot of people were just expecting with the E&D shit. I think that's kind of like, a lot of people just got excited in the first place. And, like I said, I'm not going to spoil too much of this movie. Like, I mentioned one or two things, like, here and there. But I'm not going to mention, like, spoil, like, some huge things there. Because I know some people still haven't seen the movie yet. I know, like, it isn't out for everyone unless you saw it in the cinemas. But regardless of what, like, it ignited a passion, like, back for me, and that's something that's, like, normally rare. Like, normally I feel like with, like, series and all that, like, and this is going to be a perfect example as well, because it's another series that kind of ended, like, a few years ago, and since then I've lost every passion for it, and that's Naruto. Like, ever since it ended, like, I liked the ending, and I had, you know, know, they had its issues as well with the final arc as well, especially, and ironically, to the same thing happened to Naruto, although it didn't go as that downhill, I feel, as like the Fairy Tail arc did, but because, you know, you still have Madara and shit like that. But ever since like Boruto's conceivement and everything of like, you know, just keep continuing the series, fuck it, I kind of felt a little bit disgusted with that, and that's why I felt disgusted as well with kind of like, especially with like how like Fairy Tail kind of ended, where it's like, yeah, eternal adventures, don't worry, we're still keeping on. I know that's kind of the whole point, where it's like, you know, they're gonna be friends and they're gonna keep going on the adventures together. But some people, I guess that's just me, I like something to be fully like wrapped up, and like, oh, I like some endings that had, you know, interpret like what did they do afterwards, you know, and but then you keep seeing like heroes like here's the kids, here's a sketch of the kids that you wanted to see, and it's like, okay, like clearly there's some stuff that wanted to be done here, and maybe there was some more, but maybe he was like, I honestly felt like Hero was just burnt out with the series. Like, to be fair, if you're doing it over for a fucking decade, that's understandable, but even still, it's like, I saw this movie, and it was like, holy shit, it just, I had a huge smile on my face. I was enjoying like everything I was seeing of Natsu, Gray, Judia, like some of the best moments in there was really from like Judia, like in this movie. Like it was just such an enjoyable ride, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that one fella. He's a little bit of a douchebag, but I like this one. And it's like, and that's what I kind of liked. Honestly, it's like we're going back to like back in the day where it's like where it's like, oh yeah, man, like going back into the old episodes. And then I'm not gonna lie, after watching this, I'm probably gonna rewatch the anime again, maybe read a couple of the volumes, like once I start getting up to the high point of the collection, because obviously they haven't done everything yet. But it's made me excited for for season 3. It's made me excited for the final season again. And especially where it's like, man, I've got Gintama ending, and Berserk is, you know, it's there, but it's like once a month, and then it disappears for about 9 to like a year month. Like, it's stupid with that. It's like, I have nothing really to be that like excited for, with the exception of like Clover and Academia. And it's like, I don't know, I miss the days where it was a variety of shit. It was just all there, like you got all your stuff in there, and it's like, no matter what, I had that like Friday or Monday whenever the chapters came out, and it's like, man, I got this to look forward, I got this on there. And Fairy Tail was just that nice little extra slice on there that I was like, man, that was just enjoyable, man, that was great. And it's just like, it got me thinking about all the great moments again. Like, of course, my personal favorite, like, you know, Tower of Heaven, going into there, we got some great moments from Tartarus in there, like, adding into, like, the Temurajima Islands, like, going more into, like, the early stuff with Natsu and Godzilla clashing, and, like, all Fairy Tail invades, and, like, all that great shit on there, Galuna Islands, like, all of that stuff and all that. And I guess, I don't know, and it feels bad. It's that, like, I feel like in the end of the day, an ending shouldn't overall impact everything in the series, but when it's the last thing you can fucking think of, you go, ugh, god damn it. Like, that's just how I feel. And I feel like, if anything, if anything I can promise, because I know a lot of people, like, still ask me to this day, it's like, hey, you know, I wouldn't mind if you talked about, like, some Fairy Tail content, where it's like, hey, what about some of those, like, light novels that wasn't talked about? Maybe, you know, you do some perspectives on the anime. And regardless of what I was going to talk about when Season 3 comes back, like, you know, when we're finally going to get that. And, I don't know, it's just, I thought this would be, like, an interesting, like, ramblings of like Panda, because it's not really a discussion or anything, and I don't really know what the fuck you call this video, but it's just, I just wanted to talk honestly just about Fairy Tail, because the movie did that. I mean, if you can see the movie, I would highly recommend it. Obviously, I'd like to promote it with legal means, if anything, to do that, but even still, the fact that it's been so long and we've got no, like, it's like, we still haven't really got an official release on that. It's like, maybe you should, you know, like, hurry up with it. Like, I'm hoping, you know, get into there. And especially as well, because there's a great, like, epilogue scene in this movie, and it adds something through a character that really should have been in the main manga. And it was like, oh, I was really satisfied when I got that story, but obviously a lot of people was like, yeah, that was never but in the manga, so we didn't know a lot about that character in the end. So overall, there's just great things about Dragon Cry, and like overall, like I would personally say it's my favorite fairy tale movie. Like, but even still, Priestess is good as well, and it just shows I want to watch that movie now as well, because like, hey, it's a good fucking movie, and so is Dragon Cry. So overall, yeah, I'm excited to talk about Fairy Tail again, and I know that especially the anime handles some of the material sometimes differently, so I hope they handle some of the stuff better, and like, you know, for the last season and everything and all that, so we'll have to wait and see. But overall, let me know what you guys think about this weird fucking Fairy Tail ramble that I had that added into other shit as well. It's like, you know, it's just a mixture of like, man, I don't want Fairy Tail just to become like, hey, like, here's the sequel, here's the Boruto for Fairy Tail, like, there you go, because that sells, and it's like, no, I would like a one-shot, or like, you know, hey, here's like an OVA, the most, kind of like, you know, like we got that Goku shit, you know, something like GT or something like that, like, sure, something like that I'm fine with, but overall it's like, man, I just don't, like, I don't want this shit, because this, I don't know, it's like, I know Boruto has some really good shit, but every time I look at it, I'm like, just a little disgusted with, like, just the fact that it's like, no, we need more, stretch the material, and it's a shame, because I fucking love the Boruto movie, and it's like, yeah, that's all it needed, it just needed that, and we were fine, but no, and I don't want that to really be the case. It's like with Next Quest, but of course you'll be seeing me there with the rest of the people, be like, woo, woo, we got more Fairy Tail anime, so yeah, don't worry, I'll be a huge hypocrite when that happens, so like, yeah, that's just gonna be it on there, but like, deep down, right now, the how I'm feeling, and you know, I just want, you know what, let's have a little fucking heart-to-heart for once with the camera, so why not? So, overall, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think this is a fucking weird-ass video for once and all that, not me just talking about some bullshit? So, overall, there you go. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.